I in?
Oh, yes you are.
So my topic was 5 minutes on mission and trying to get people over the threshold of churches. So during the 5 minutes I'm going to try and race through defining mission, giving some examples I've seen over the last year, thinking about how leadership in churches might lead to better mission, and then how do we actually change churches and go about changing the church we're in, and then actually getting people over the threshold. So mission, I'm sure the 5 marks of mission are familiar by now. I've kind of made bold the words we often use to describe those 5 marks. And then I thought I'd just break down mission and evangelism into 2 brief definitions that I found. So mission, vocational calling of a religious organisation, obviously for us a Christian one, to go into the world and spread its faith. Comes from Latin meaning to send. And often closely related to that we get mission and evangelism, which we'll talk about. So evangelism, the spreading of Christian gospel by preaching or witness. So some examples that I've seen over the last year. I should probably have asked you actually first. Has anyone got any images of mission in their heads? You've probably all got one.
Yeah. Heinz tomato soup.
Heinz tomato soup. So all of these are examples I've seen. I've travelled around different churches through the last year. The tomato soup kind of represents one or 2 different things. It might be giving food to a food bank, and there's lots of churches in the city that offer food to Lincoln Larder or set up their own food bank. It might be offering some kind of soup kitchen to the local community and some kind of soup lunches. We've also got street pastors. So in city centre itself there's a series of churches, not just Church of England, that all work together and offer different services. So I think most of them now offer people to the street pastor team, which work on a Friday and Saturday night. I've never managed to stay awake that late to go out with them, but helping people come out pubs and clubs. We've got furniture and clothes to go kind of with the food. So if one church in the city collects food for the larder and has like a food bank, there's another church in the city that collects furniture, restores furniture and then gives it out to people in need of furniture, and another church that collects clothes and then cleans and repairs them if they need to and then gives them out to people in need of clothing in the city. But they're all doing slightly different things. They're not fighting against each other, they're not competing, they're all working together. And then some of the more common ones we've got in the middle at the bottom. It's a picture of a curry, but it might be a Sunday roast depending on who you're targeting. I've seen men's curry groups. Don't know why men, not women. I'm sure women eat curry too, but never seen a group targeting women and having women for lunch. But it could also be, I've seen like a senior citizens group going out having a pub lunch and getting people together that are isolated in the community. And similarly, we've got parent-toddler groups that I've seen in quite a lot of churches. But in terms of how do we manage that, it's very much based on the leadership of the church. I'm not going to talk through all of these in 5 minutes, but these are 6 different models of leadership from Stephen Croft's book, Ministry in 3 Dimensions. But as you start at the top, the family church, as you work your way down, the top church structures and leadership structures are very much centred on one person or 2 people working on 15, 20 people in a congregation all the way out to maybe the 3rd one down, focusing on 5 or 6 different churches, but it's still focused on one person. When you go further down and you get to the bottom, you've got lots of small teams that are working on lots of different mission things and other activities, services around a parish or a benefice. So in order to do more mission, you're going to need to transform the leadership structure to involve a lot more people. So how do you go about changing a church? Well, there is another Grove booklet that I won't tell you what it's called yet because it will give away the next slide. All the references are at the back of the PowerPoint anyway. But the first step is about casting a whole life vision. So you're still going to need a core few people that have got this vision for your parish and communicate it. You then need to focus on the front line, and front line comes up in the next bit. What do we mean by front line? Expand the pastor-people contract, so get more people taking on more leadership roles and encouraging other people to develop in roles that they're comfortable with. and they possibly have a strength already in. Grow that core team of people that are leading the church. Maybe have several teams with one leadership team that's managing them all. And make small shifts. Don't try and make big changes overnight. And then when you have a change and it's gone well and it's successful, share those success stories. And make sure that everybody that comes to the 10 o'clock on Sunday knows that you've got a really successful event happening on a Monday evening. And those people that come, as much part of the congregation, as much part of the church community, as the people that only attend 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And then I've put this bit in, which kind of links back to where those 6 points came from. Discipleship, and it might sound a little bit like discipleship, well, that's not to do with mission, they're kind of disjointed, but they're actually two parts of the same puzzle. Same Grow booklet, it was actually about discipleship, not about mission. But it was talking about 168 hours in a week, of which 120 we spend awake. Less than 10 on average are spent on church activities. I suspect most of us in here are not average. So where is the front line for people in our congregations? Might be in church, but it might be somewhere wider in the parish or in the wider world. So what can they do in their circumstances, whether it be in the home, in their workplace, in another group that they're a part of? Because people do have lives outside of church, I'm told. So thinking about getting people over the threshold, well, if we think all the way from the root of the word mission, to send out, all the way through the definition we had briefly, the 5 marks that are kind of bounding what we mean by mission, it's not necessarily about getting people over the threshold, but about us reaching out into the community with the resources and the people we've got. And if we invest in them and try and grow them as leaders, to get them to do something in their context and on their front line, we can grow our church and our church community. And that's just some of the resources that we used. Any questions? And I can make that available as well.